Welcome back. So, what other approaches to developing software exist? There is TDD, but obviously there are other ways in which we can write software. Let's have a look at some of those. There is traditional development. What is traditional development? What do I mean by that? It's the way that we often start our career, where we write and debug software. Okay, what do I mean by that? This is the process where we've been given a particular requirement, we think we understand what kind of code we need to write, and we just start writing this code. And then when we think we are done, we will run the program and then we'll find a problem. We'll debug, we'll fix the bug, and then we run the program again. And this time we'll get a little bit further. There's another bug, another problem, we'll fix that. And we kind of carry on in this fashion until the program works. The write and debug and so on. Okay, what are some of the problems and some of the advantages with this? With regards to advantages, in some way it feels like this is how software development should work. That we don't really need a particular process, or the process isn't highly structured, and we just presume to know what kind of algorithm we need to write, and we just go for it. It does kind of feel natural. Okay, what about with regards to disadvantages? Well, this particular approach unfortunately produces messy code. What do I mean by that? I mean code that is unnecessarily complex. So maybe we could have written our program in 5 simple lines of code. However, using this traditional development process, maybe we managed to produce it in 18 lines of code. So what we've managed to do is we managed to write a program which is much longer and much more complex than it might have been using a simpler or different development process from traditional development. Okay. Unnecessary complexity, what I mean by that is just complexity that is more than what is absolutely needed. There is a degree of complexity which is absolutely necessary. If we don't have that minimum level of complexity, then the program wouldn't work how we wanted to, and it wouldn't fulfill our business requirements. Any kind of complexity over and above that is unnecessary and is introduced by us, the developers. This is unnecessary complexity. It is more complex than it needs to be. Another disadvantage of traditional development is this idea that we don't have automatic verification that the program works as it is meant to. We don't have unit tests. And shortly we'll have a look at what unit tests are. You might already be familiar with this idea of unit tests. If you aren't, don't worry about it. We'll have a look at what unit tests are, and from there we will delve into, and I'll show you an example of a couple of unit tests. Alright, are there other ways of developing software? Yes, there are.